What up, it's your boy Darth back at it again with another video. Today we're here with Chainsaw Man episode 5. Last episode, that was probably the best episode of the past 4 episodes that we've gotten, right? That was a great episode. Animation wise, the fight was great, the animation was great, just the day-to-day life of Aki was great. Plus Aki's a handsome ass man. That man is handsome. And to top it all off, my dog, my boy Denji finally got to grip on some titties. Now we didn't see it, but we might just pick up from there. Hey, I'm excited for my dog. I'm like, man, you know, it may seem stupid, but I think that's the point of the anime. But I'm excited for my dog. I'm really excited for him. So we're gonna see what happens next. Hopefully we get another fight, because I think this is kind of like what the show is, kind of like fight. It's a very simple show. I've said that a million times, but it's a very simple show. So hopefully you get another fight. Hopefully you get introduced to another devil or aspect of devil hunting or something like that. But only way to know is to get into it, so that's what we'll do. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Chainsaw Man or something totally different, the best place in that in, as always, my social media links going to be in the description below. And if you want these episodes not early, god damn it, we're watching this week to week. If you want the full-length reaction to these episodes, which I'm not gonna lie with you, I'm not gonna lie to you, after the last episode, I highly recommend, because it's very hard to edit these episodes. There's a lot of good shit in it. If you want the full-length reaction to these episodes, you can subscribe, or you can get those on my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description. You can subscribe to a Patreon, blah blah blah. You know how that works. And if you want to join our Discord, we have that as well. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure that they're on, them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. Come on! Oh, wait. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Wait. Why are you doing all that? Why are you doing all that? Oh, the disrespect! Oh, the disrespect! Oh, you bitch! Oh, you bitch! Oh! Oh, bro! Never trust a girl that doesn't know how to wash her ass. I should have known. I should have known, bro. Come on. That's gotta be the biggest plot twist in any anime I've ever watched. Like, the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, like, maybe it's just that anime thing where like a girl will have like an A cup, and for some reason there would be some scenes where like her titties would just be huge. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's like some anime shit where like the angle makes them look like fucking huge or some shit. And there was a lot of times where that shit was happening with Power, right? Especially in this like situation. I was like, them bitches look kind of bigger, but I'm thinking it's just anime shit. It's not anime shit. She has pads on. Oh, he's still out of it, bro. He's still out of it. He's so hurt. He is so hurt, and I don't blame him. I'd be hurt too. Chop. Oh, he's still out of it. He's so... Oh, my dog. No titties. Sad. Something else. Yeah, so will it not be as fulfilling as you thought it would be? Oh, that's bro, wait a minute. No way. Huh? 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 Bro, she is a master manipulator. Bitch. He about to nut. He's coming. Oh my god. Nigga. Master manipulator. The gun devil. What the fuck? In America, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah? Oh my god! Yeah. Yeah, and yep. This is America, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
その家のなんと大きかったことでしょう。都会のネズミの家族は外でキャッチボールしてよ。太陽の具合が良くないんだ。
うん。
僕、お兄ちゃんと遊びたい。
What? When does some sickening shit happen? I'm really scared though. I'm like terrified that like oh, this is beautiful. I'm terrified that the gun devil comes out and just starts dirting. I mean, for now, this is great. Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? Jesus. Oh my god. And like that that's what I was thinking in last episode. If they get stronger from people being afraid of it, how would that affect censorship and like stuff like that? Damn. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Oh shit, that was him? Oh, this is about to be real. Oh my god, this is it. This is like at least the big bad. Well, I don't want to say this is like the big bag of bad of this core, but this is serious. Gum. Okay. Can. God damn it! I thought it was gonna be candy. Oh, they're hype. Never mind. I forgot it's Denji who we're talking about. Is what I could get. What I could get from killing this devil. It's the thrill of the chase. Oh my god. He's so hype. I love it. God, that's great.
新井君は実力不足だけどやる気は十分って感じ。小紅ちゃんは引っ込み思案だけどかなり動けるかな。アキ君はこの新人4人生き残れると思う？答えになってないな。アキ君は死なないでね。
That's crazy.
姫野、お前の新しいバディだ。ブレーダーが少しは使えるように育てた。うまくやれ。
私のバディ、君で。
Oh my god.
全員死んでるの。
Oh my god.
使えない雑魚だから全員死んだ。アキ君は死なないでね。
What the fuck? Yeah, that's the bro. My god. What the force choke? Pussy.
違う違う、私の力。なんじゃ？私は幽霊の悪魔と契約してる。
Oh, ghost devil. Wow.
私の右目を食べさせた代わりに、
Oh.
ホストの右手を使えるってわけ。
Oh, that's kind of hard.
私の手に切り札は隠してる。
Right. I mean, for now, it's good for you to know because we're trying to help each other not die. Oh my god. Yeah, and you die. You die immediately. Okay, so we've established why you can't do anything. Dingy's fucking face. Shit. Well, shit. An illusion devil? The devil is the hotel? What is going on here? What the fuck? It's like one of those, what's that illusion? I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like that. Like the infinite stare thing. Oh, no. I already like the aesthetic of this one. Oh, very artistic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm actually talking about there. That infinite stare thing. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? This one hands down. ED hands down has the best visuals. This shit is insane. Ooh. The fuck? What the fuck? Oh yeah, I love that one. I love that one. The song was great, but those visuals were insane. Holy fuck. Oh my god, that was a fucking, oh, that was an episode. That was a fucking okay. So first motherfucker, bro. First off, as I said in the beginning of the episode, I thought it was just some anime shit, right? Which is why I didn't say anything about it, because like sometimes anime shit happens and you just have to go with the flow, and you're just like, okay, anime shit, that makes sense, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like when it seemed like Power's boobs got bigger, like when her tits seemed to get bigger, it was like, oh, okay, you know, simply because we are focusing on, you know, the girl's tits, it makes sense that it happens all the time, is that the animators would draw them a little bit more defined, you know, bump her up a couple cups, you know. It's just, it Happens all the time. So for the fact that it actually wasn't that, and it was just literally her wearing pads, or what do you call them? Fucking, I guess I guess they're pads. I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense. You know, it makes a lot of sense, and it kind of goes into something that I want to talk about that happened in the next scene with Makima, that may or may not be me looking too much into it, or I don't want to say giving the mangaka too much credit, because I don't like to downplay the artistic value or the writing of a mangaka, especially since I'm just a viewer and I can't. If I could do better, I would have. But it goes into something that that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the whole thing with Makima and Denji. So first off, yeah, breast pads, that was crazy. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that there would be an answer to anime shit, right? But as we see, he's completely dejected. Denji is completely dejected about the whole thing. I mean, he finally got something that seemed so far away, and I mean like seemed so far away. And finally getting to that thing, it felt not as it felt empty, which I mean technically it was, but it felt empty, unfulfilling. It wasn't as good as he thought it would be. And when explaining to Makima why he's so dejected, he brings up a good point of he thought he wanted something so bad, and he worked really hard to get that something. And when he finally got it, it just wasn't as great as he thought it would be. Now, that can be applicable to a lot of things, and I think that great anime, great stories, or great storytelling is sometimes allegory, but mostly it's how applicable it is to other things. So when he's explaining this, and he's like, I got there and it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I felt like it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, and it made me start thinking, will other things be like that? Will I finally will I finally achieve other goals, and those things not feel as great as I thought it would be when I was, at the bottom of the ladder, and not climbing all the way up, right? And it's interesting because his answer to this is that maybe I just enjoyed the thrill of the chase. Maybe it was the journey, you know what I'm saying? Which is, once again, it is a very anime thing. The idea of that the end does not justify the means, but the journey along the way is what actually justifies both. It's a very it's frustrating for a lot of people, right? Because as humans, we seek finality, we seek completion, we seek fulfillment. So when you get into when you see something, when you're at the beginning of a story, or you set a goal, the end or the achievement of that goal, the end of that story or the achievement of that goal seems so much more grand when you're just starting out than when you finally get there. And it's because of all the things that you go through throughout that story, or through trying to achieve that goal, is what makes both of those things, the beginning and the end, seem so minute, because so many things went into getting there that when you get there, it's like, well, it wasn't that great. What did I do this for, right? So I say all that to say is that the interesting thing about Chainsaw Man, and this is why I said I didn't want to say I was like giving the mangaka too much credit or anything, because I don't know, I don't know him. That nigga might probably be smart as fuck, and this is exactly what he was writing when he was writing all his names. He was like, this is what it's gonna be, you know, and I'm the dumbass, right? But in like what I see, and this is why I also say like application is better than allegory. What this is applicable for me to is that, or how this is applicable for me is that it kind of like what Chainsaw Man has done in the first like 5 episodes. I forget this is episode 5. What Chainsaw Man has done for this first 5 episodes is kind of break down in very raw and gross terms the makeup of a good shonen, right? And for me, it maybe it's not just shonen, it's just anime and stories in general, right? This is specifically anime because this is just some anime shit, but specifically it seems to be deconstructing what an anime is, right? Or what a shonen is, however you want to look at it, right? And I say that because not for me to be like, oh my god, the show, the story is so deep and it really tells you that, like, no, it's like it's a story about a dude that wants to grip on some titties and he turns into a chain. It is called Chainsaw Man. It's a very simple story. Somebody should do a counter for how many times I say that, but it is a very simple story. It's not trying to be something that it's not, right? I said in the beginning, before we even watched Chainsaw Man, I don't need Chainsaw Man to break the mold of introspection, right? I don't need to come out of Chainsaw Man thinking more about life than I did before watching it. It doesn't need to be an Attack on Titan, a JoJo, Serial Experiments Lane. It doesn't need to be any of those things that are like super, oh my god, paranoia agent or something like that. It doesn't need to be any of those. It can just be Chainsaw Man. And I think what the mangaka did here is strike a very interesting and well done medium of both of those things. It is popcorn, cannon fodder, fights, you know, mindless fights, titties and ass and shonen, and it's also very introspective in a way, applicably introspective, I should say, in the way that it does deconstruct these elements of, oh, why in anime do like girls with an A cup or a B cup all of a sudden seem like they have D's, you know, like why does the end for some anime feel so unfulfilling, you know, where when I started watching episode 1 I expected something so incredible. It breaks all that down in a way of saying, because that's kind of how people work. You focus so much on the end, you focus so much on the goal that you forget, you kind of forget, and this sounds really cheesy, what's important about that goal. And this is where I have to bring in what Makima said, right? Where she explains the intimacy of that goal, right? Like in terms of sex and just very intimate things like that, you know, with her being like measuring the length of the hand, you know, the ear, biting his hand, like very intimate details. Makima seems to fill that in explaining why that middle part, why that understanding between beginning and end is so important. It's the intimate details of how all of that works that creates the whole, right? And that's what creates the climax, for lack of a better term, right? That's what creates the climax. That's what creates the perfect climax for that story, for that goal. It's really, really interesting what this show does. And I'm trying very hard not to sound like I'm getting on my soapbox or my high horse and trying to sound like an intellectual or some shit like that, because I'm not. I mean, I'm just a guy that talks about anime. But it's very interesting how applicable this anime within the first 5 episodes is to other animes and shows just in general, or just life in general, right? It's so interesting what this show does with just a guy that wants to touch titties. That's really all it is, right? But on top of that, with like getting down to brass tacks of what happened here, the scene itself was very well done. I don't know how Mappa did this. I'm not sure how Mappa did this, but there's a certain lifelessness, and I hate to say it. I hate to because I'm sure that your favorite anime does this, or your favorite like romance anime is very guilty of this. I don't know what anime you're thinking of right now, but it's probably an offender. But there's a certain lifelessness in intimacy in anime. Kissing, sex, hugging, whatever, any intimate detail that two people can engage in, there's a certain lifelessness in it. And that's why that might be why I'm not a huge fan of romance anime, or at least the intimate details of romance anime. I don't really care. But there's like I said, there's a certain lifelessness in it, and it may be the animation, it may be like the way it's executed in the story, something like that. But in this episode, it was very, and I mean, I'm not on dick, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to ride Mappa like a rodeo, but there was a very strong sense of intimacy in like the scene with Makima, even in the scene with Power. Like, even in that scene, even though it was like, it turned out to be a joke scene, but if we just looking at the Makima scene, there was a great sense of intimacy in everything that was going on, from the voice acting to the animation to what that meant for Denji, and like him having some type of motivation to go and kill the gun devil, and also showing us just how great of a manipulator Makima is, which we'll also talk about. But there was a great sense of intimacy in that scene. You don't see that a lot in anime, and I hate to be the one that builds up an anime by tearing others down, which is not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that this is a very glaring, it's one of those things where you don't know that you needed it or wanted it until you get it. Like, it's not like I go through watching anime going, Kiss scene was so lifeless, or that the way that she hugged her was so it wasn't that great. You know, it's more of a, when somebody, it's like eating some type of food, and somebody eating a certain type of food and enjoying it for like pretty much most of your life, until somebody adds a different type of seasoning on it, just seasons it in a different way, or just seasons it in general, and you're like, bitch, why have I been eating it plain the whole time? That's kind of how this scene was for me when it comes to intimacy in anime. Intimacy in anime has always been cool, but this was spicy. You know what I'm saying? So it was really well done. It was really well done, but also, as I said, it paints Makima in this very scary light, right? Where not scary in the way of like, oh my god, she's so super strong, which also we need to talk about because Makima shows potential to be something very dangerous, but in the way of like she seems strong almost to a point of psychopathy, or maybe not psychopathy. Well, yeah, no, that's a sense that I got, but there's probably a better way to say it. There's different, there's, if I want to look at it under a microscope, there's a much better way to say it. But like, yes, from like just off brick, she seemed scary to the point, or scary to the point of psychopathy, where she was a master manipulator. It seemed very narcissistic and sociopathic. That's probably better. It was to the point of seeing this sociopathic like narcissism of, hey, I will grant you any wish, as she's like taking Denji through this roller coaster ride of intimacy and hormones. She ends up saying, I will grant you any wish if you can kill this gun devil. And we know why. Here's the thing. I believe that Makima is not only just dangerous in the way of like, oh, she's a very strong woman. Like, of course she is. But she's dangerous in the way of like, I think Makima could go out, find the gun devil, and probably kill it herself. Now, why doesn't she? Well, she gives a very good answer. First of all, she's a boss, right? Like she is maybe not the head honcho over everything, but she is a commander. You don't send the commander, no matter how skillful they are, to the front lines. You just don't. That's not smart. That like it's a bad battle tactic. I don't care how strong they are, right? But also, Makima simply finds Denji interesting. So why wouldn't she just let Denji do it? This is like, it's almost like a way that Makima gets off in like I just like to order Denji around because I find him interesting and he could possibly get stronger. I want to see it. She reminds me of Yelena from Attack on Titan. Like, I just want to see it. I'm just interested. That's all. I'm just interested in what will happen. And Makima kind of takes this to another level by being that manipulative kind of I don't even know how to explain it, right? I genuinely don't know how to explain it because she is just that good at it. But my point being that simply being able to get Denji to go off and pretty much defeat or fight a gun devil who seems to be absolutely menacing is crazy. Like, I know that Denji is horny as fuck, but Makima's scary. I'll just say that Makima is very scary. I cannot wait till we get to a point in the show where Makima actually does fight. Like, she seems like just the boss, like just the commander, just the person that gives orders. But I highly believe that Makima is capable in a fight, and not just capable in a fight, but the way that they are building her up makes it seem like she's not just capable, but she is terrifying in a fight. Makima right now, just with her being who she is and us getting this very fine mix of scary and I kind of want to fuck her, you know what I'm saying? It makes her one of the scariest characters I've seen in a while, because it's not just, oh, she might kill you. It's that you don't. Makima is kind of like the what's it called? Like, is it like crabs or lobsters in like a boiling pot of water? Like they don't really know that they're being boiled until they're dead, and you could argue that they never knew. She's scary like that, where a lot of characters are scary in the way like, oh no, they might kill me, and when they kill me, I'll know. But like Makima's like, oh my god, I don't know how I feel about her. Like, yeah, I know how I feel about her, but I don't know if that's good or not. So yeah, she is terrifying. She is absolutely terrifying. Now on to the actual I guess episode after talking for almost 20 minutes about pretty much nothing. But Gun Devil. This is something that I saw coming from a mile away. As soon as they were talking about like, oh, devils are made out of the fear of people, you know, whatever people fear and stuff, like kind of like urban legends and Mob Psycho. You know, if they're scared of it, you know, if you have a car devil, you know, that's gonna be pretty strong because people are afraid of getting ran over by a car or getting in car accidents or something like that. You know, other devils, you know, all this other stuff, bat devils and stuff like that. A gun devil was going to happen. That was immediately where my brain went when they started talking about that. And not only that's immediately where my brain went, it immediately went to, oh, there's a gun devil in America. There is no way there's not a gun devil in America. I think we even talked about it in a couple episodes in one of the discussions. Like, there's definitely a gun devil in America. But what this brings up, other than just the gun devil being extremely strong, like very, very strong, like the stupid. In 5 minutes, it killed like 1.2 million people. I think, unless I've read that wrong. But in 5 minutes, it killed like 1.2 million people. That is the type of strength that not many people, like, he could do serious damage. Like, that's extinction level damage. In 5 minutes, you killed over 1 million people. That is extinction level damage. So, and it makes sense because of how strong the fear of guns are in America. But the more interesting part of that, other than the gun devil just being strong, is how it affects the people, how it affects society. I don't know if this was something that we talked about, but I feel like I touched on it a bit after the whole explanation on how devils are born. But if there isn't, like, because there's a gun devil and because they are strong because people are afraid of guns, the way that it affects society is really interesting, because now people have to censor things. Like, gun control is very strict, like which it took 1.2 million people dying at once for America to go, maybe we need gun regulation. That's funny. I don't know if they wrote that as like a slight jab to America, but if they did, as an American, touche, you got me. You caught me red-handed. That was great. But yeah, the way it affects society is really cool. Censorship, gun reform, things like that are rampant now because they don't want him to be any stronger. They want to weaken the gun devil, which is something that I was wondering, is like, if devils are strong because people are afraid of them, because they are known, because their names are out there, does that mean that when you take away that fear, or you take away the information, or the circulation of information about that devil or that thing that the devil is themed off of, does that weaken them? And even with the whole weakening of the Gun Devil, whenever the Gun Devil did kill all those people, it boosted the power of all of it. Unless once again I was reading that wrong. It boosted the power of all other devils because everybody was afraid of devils now. Like, the one devil just killed over 1 million people. Bitch, I'm scared. So now every other devil just got a power boost because that one devil basically made that one devil basically just scared everybody. It basically raised awareness for devils. That is some crazy shit. That is genuinely some crazy shit. I said this before, but I'll say it again. One of the best things that one of the best things that came out of like Mob Psycho was the idea of urban legends and them being strong because of like the people, like how many people knew about them and like how many people were afraid of them. And it's really cool for this anime to basically have that same power system and expand on it, because it was genuinely one of the most interesting things that came out of Mob Psycho. So this anime is going to be great when it comes to that. Now, we know that Aki, the Gun Devil is the one that killed Aki's family, which is tough. That is tough as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, hold on. Now I think about it, the Gun Devil didn't kill, unless that bitch was just that. Unless his like blast was just so fucking strong that it like went. Okay, that might be something that I'm actually confused about because Aki's Japanese, and the Gun Devil, I'm guessing, came from America. Which I'm not gonna go back. This discussion's already yeah, I'm not gonna go back, but point being, this brings up two things. Either Aki is like Japanese American, which, okay, cool, or which this has a more interesting implication about the powers of the Gun Devil, or at least the strength of the Gun Devil, is that the Gun Devil was in America and one of its attacks basically blew through America to Japan, and that's how it killed like 1.2 million people. That's how it killed all those people, because it killed people from across the ocean too, which that's crazy as fuck too. Like, that's crazy as fuck. I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't think that's like a spoiler, or I don't think that's like something that I'll get the answer to. I think that's just literally something that I misinterpreted in the episode. But I don't know if somebody can explain it. Go for it. Please explain it. Unless it's like a spoiler. I don't think it is though. I think I just misinterpreted something in that episode. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Either way, that's interesting. So finally got I think we can finally say that we have the full squad. They are great, very interesting. I like the dynamic of the, when it comes to like the seniority to the subordinates. Very, very cool. The one girl, Hina, I forget her name, the girl with the eye patch, she's cool. She seems to kind of be like a Makima light in the way she's like, yeah, I just like manipulating people. This shit, like teasing these morons is great, right? And I do like, here's the thing. I do like that the I don't know if this, like, I don't know if this is controversial, But I do like that the women in this show are kind of like they know that they know that they could easily manipulate a guy into doing something that they want by simply, I don't want to say using their body, but playing on that guy's hormones. Like it's another thing that anime doesn't do very much, or at least doesn't really lean into when they do it. It's not something super important. It's just it's there's a sense of catharsis. There's a sense of catharsis that I feel when an anime leans into something, like not just ooh, like what if, no. I hate it when shows, anime, movies, whatever. I hate when anything does that. I hate the ooh, what if, like come on, we know, but the whole thing of like eye patch lady, I'll learn her name eventually, eye patch lady Makima in Power, like kind of know that they use the guys like want for their bodies, the guys hormones, the guys emotions. They know. They're like, yeah, well, this is a great way for me to get what I want. And I like that because in a way, for me at least, I see that as a very empowering aspect of these characters. And not just empowering, but it's real. That I think that's one of the best things that Chainsaw Man does. It's really real. Like it gives the show that realism that makes the show so fun to watch, because people are acting like people. Like I think that's what I'm really trying to say. Like guys are acting are acting, like you expect one of your friends would. Like it's just very simple. People don't seem like caricatures. Like yes, they are. Yeah, it's anime. It's dramatic, of course, but people seem more like people because they're leaning into these things, right? But she has a pretty cool power, giving up her eye for the ghost's right hand, which is cool. She can basically force choke people, and also with that, we established why power won't run amok. As we said in another episode, they would kill you as fast as you would try to kill somebody on the team. So power couldn't run away. Power couldn't like defect or anything like that, because you'd be dead before you even tried. But it seems like now that we are actually getting into this, now we're actually getting into the next fight. It seems like this next devil is going to be like an illusion kind of thing. As I said, it reminds me of that infinite staircase illusion that I've seen so many times. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I know it's gonna be a really interesting fight. And I'll tell you why. One, because, and I hate that I keep bringing other anime into this, because I know a lot of people don't like comparing anime. They don't really like bringing other anime into their anime. Well, fuck you. but I do like making this comparison. It reminds me of the drum demon from Demon Slayer, like one of the very first serious demons that they fought in Demon Slayer, the drum demon or whatever, where he was like moving the mansion around and shit like that, which was crazy. And it was one of my favorite fights because of the spectacle of it. And in this for this show, for this devil, I think that this is gonna kind of be like that, where the spectacle of what, like, I know that they'll kill it eventually. Like, I know that it won't be too hard. So what I'm really looking forward to is the more artistic value of this fight. Because the spectacle of an illusion demon, especially in the hands of Mappa, could be crazy. That could be really, really interesting. I am actually really interested to see how they would animate something like this, because it could very, like as we've seen in that ED, illusions in general is trippy. Like the how they could do this is just great. It could be absolutely great. But this was a really good episode. This Chainsaw Man hasn't missed, bro. It's been really good. I know that throughout the community, I haven't heard much. I say that like I've heard so many people talk about Chainsaw Man, but I know like here and there people are like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just another shonen about fighting and titties, which understandable. But personally, if I'm looking at this just from what I expected it to be and what it is, this show has not missed. It has been fantastic all the way through. It's great. It's just great. It's great. Really enjoying this show. But that's about it, I think. I think final, and I say final things like this hasn't been going on, this discussion hasn't been going on for maybe too long, but if you've been to this channel for long enough, you know that this is just par for the course. Finally, just really quick, I want to talk about the ED. The ED was great. Had one of the, I think that ED has the best visuals out of all the other EDs that we've seen so far. I really like the fact that we have multiple EDs, because it kind of sets the tone for, not sets the tone, but it's like the cherry on top of each episode. It kind of pays tribute to each episode towards the end. Best visuals. The song was great as well. Like, I'm not saying that the song was like, oh, that song wasn't that great. No, the song was great too. It's just that the visuals were like so artistic and so well done. It was love the visuals. Blew me away. Really enjoyed that. So, with all that being said, this was a great episode. Really loving Chainsaw Man. This shit is real. I hope my dog Denji gets what he wants. Oh. I hope he gets what he deserves it. He deserves it. But yeah, great episode. So with all that being said, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. You're just a lurker. I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Chainsaw Man or something totally different, the best place in that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description below. And if you want the full length reaction to these episodes, which once again I highly recommend for shows like this, because while I don't do much advertising for the Patreon, which I probably should, but I don't do much advertising for Patreon, for shows like this where it's very hard to edit out things. Yeah, man, I suggest that, but that's going to be on the Patreon. You can subscribe to the Patreon. Links going to be in the description for that as well. And we have a Discord if you want to join that. So with all that being said, let me get my off button ready. There it is. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.